Alrighty. Hey, it's Sleepy Sheep. I figured I would go over some of the 10th anniversary monsters, as well as a special back gear, or a special weapon that just came out that I imagine is an exclusive. So we'll start with the weapon. I know I got a lot of messages about people who didn't get exclusive, the last 10th anniversary exclusive weapon. And so I had a lot of people email me. Unfortunately, by the time they had messaged me or however they contacted me, they couldn't get it. But this is a special weapon. No other weapon in the game looks like this. No other weapon throws cards. So if you're interested in this special weapon, you have to purchase it. It's $38 in the cash shop. It comes with some other garbage, but nobody really gives a shit about that. It is in the bags here, and it was one of these. It was somewhere. I already purchased it. It's right here for me. So but I figured I'd let you guys know, because I had a lot of people ask me about it, about the weapon that I currently have, these flame balls. All right, I'm not really gonna go over the event too much. The biggest thing is whenever you come to the main lobby, every 12 hours, I think it resets at 4 or 5, one of the two, just make sure to tap on this guy and he gives you lots of good stuff. And once you reach certain milestones, then he'll give you a random one of these. And so just make sure that you're logging in regularly. At this point though, in the event, it might be too late to get them all. But I didn't want to make a video in talking about like one monster at a time. I thought that would be a pretty big waste of time. So I just figured I'd wait a little bit, and it looks like all the things came out pretty much at the same time. So let's start with the selection spawn. I personally am not a big fan of the selection spawn because the highest cost you can get is 43 and it's fairly expensive. I mean, there are some monsters worth going for. This is one of them that's really good, especially for PvP and guild battles. Besides that, it would just be to round out some monsters. Oh, there are 44 costs. Well, regardless, I didn't, when I was clicking through these and looking at the spawnable monsters, I didn't see any that were like, oh my gosh, that's a must-have. Yeah. None of the top monsters like that I would suggest, like the Valk or Minerva or any of those monsters. So let's go over the first monster, Lilith. She boosts stats, which is pretty nice for those people who really enjoy going for max gear score, like people who are on the rankings. This is an absolute must, having a monster that does that. And I believe 50% is the highest. I think that's higher than Aphrodite. Sorry, I should have checked this beforehand. Yes, it's 10% higher than Aphrodite. So this is a new cap, the 50%. What she actually does, she does physical damage, she does abstraction and beguilement. She reduces status ailments and changes everyone's cost to 50. So I guess I can go over these one at a time. Abstraction, I believe, is the one that turns off passives. So it makes you more vulnerable to dying to unis because, especially in a PvP setting, this does nothing for PvE. Beguilement makes it so that if you take damage, then you give uni equal to the amount of uni you would gain to the person who applied beguilement to you. So it basically allows you to uni chain. So you can uni, then attack, and you would instantly gain uni again. That's what that does. This makes you more vulnerable to getting hit with status ailments. Changing, which actually, by the way, the status ailment one is probably one of the best things on her. But changing your cost to 50. It does say demerit, but there are situations in which this is actually incredibly good. For example, if you have no cost and you have, or you're in a situation where gaining cost is really, really slow, like you've been hit with a bunch of cost recovery downs, either from monsters in PvP or from monsters in PvE. There are also monsters that will strip your cost and take it away. So in certain situations, it can be very beneficial, but for some classes like Morpher, who can reach like 150 to 200 cost, something like this can actually be a huge problem. And a lot of the really powerful classes right now use really high cost abilities, so keep that in mind when you're using her. There's a possibility that you screw over yourself and your team, so you have to be a little bit aware about the situation. But if you're the first person to throw uni, it shouldn't be a big deal, because a lot of monsters nowadays will increase uni gain, cost recovery gain, and they'll just straight up give you cost. Like there are some abilities that when they happen on a monster, it'll just give you a bunch of cost. So it's not too big. Twilight is one of the best PvP abilities. Once it's activated, there's nothing you can do to defend yourself. None of your procs will work against Twilight. It'll pierce everything. And so Twilight is a PvP exclusive thing. It is incredible. Absolute is the triple proc, which I think is really strong. And then Skirmish, which is okay. And I don't think Savior Element is new. I can't recall who else has Savior Element. But it's a pretty good PvE thing, given the fact that it gives you so many different elements. And the 120 is not bad either. She also applies Keygen, which is fantastic. Keygen is basically a crit buff, and it increases ability accuracy, which is fantastic for some classes that really need it. Lethargy and Frail resistance. I really like both of these. I believe Lethargy is the one that prevents you from being able to proc. So if you have Lethargy, then you can't proc. And Frail is the one that makes it so that you can't defense proc. So I guess I should be more specific. Lethargy is like an attack proc preventer, and Frail is a defense proc preventer. And then she gives pretty good defenses. Dark and Star, keep in mind that Light, Dark, and Star are the only three that will protect you against twice as much. So if Dark will protect you against Light and Time, so think of 600 as actually more like 1200, and Star will help defend you against Light and Dark, which is actually more like 1200 as well. So this is like 2400 uni defense against Light, Dark, Star type things, and Time. Keep that in mind. So overall, I think she's decent. The triple proc's pretty good. I would say she's like a 6 or 7 out of 10. She doesn't like blow me out of the water with any of her abilities or anything like that. There's another monster in here as well. This one is Rook. Ability power is fantastic for main slot, so that's already really good for him. He also does some damage, which I don't really know how I feel about it. Dark is pretty easy to defend against, so you probably aren't going to be killing a whole lot, especially since it doesn't pierce. Unison prevention is fantastic. Fortify, I really like Fortify. There are certain situations where Fortify sucks major dick, but I think overall Fortify is pretty good. All Allies Rage, pretty eh. All Allies Serenity is fantastic. If you don't know, Serenity gives you 100% uni when it expires. So there are certain situations where there are certain monsters in certain PvE situations where they will literally spam the fucking shit out of your uni down and uni gauge reduction down. So in those cases, something like Serenity can actually be incredibly powerful. It's also really good for certain classes that really struggle to get uni, like Rooks, can really struggle to get uni efficiently. And if anything uni downs you, then you could just get completely screwed. So Serenity, much better than Rage, in my opinion. But it is kind of strange that he gives both. It's not a bad thing, I don't think. I think he's pretty decent, but yeah. And then Siege, Wicked, I don't remember. This is one of the new ones, which all of the new fields are really great for PvP. I'm not like up to date with exactly which one is the absolute best for PvP or which one's the best for PvE. But ability consumption up by 100 is pretty good for PvE, for PvP. But it's not one of the ones that prevents the enemies from gaining uni at all. So I don't think it's one of the top ones. So it's okay. It's not great. He also applies Vital Strikes, which is incredibly rare and pretty darn strong. The biggest thing that I really dislike about him is that he only gives one uni defense. And even though it is a little bit higher at 900, I personally am not a big fan. He also gives a little bit more stats, but in my opinion, that's not enough. I personally don't like Rook nearly as much. I think that his versatility, I think that he's a really unique monster. I don't think that a lot of monsters give these types of buffs. However, with that said, I think these buffs are pretty shit. Serenity is the only one that I'm like kind of excited about, but it's only exciting in certain situations and in certain, for certain classes. It's extremely niche to be used on like a big scale and say, oh my gosh, it's fantastic. I don't, it just isn't. So, yeah, I would say this monster is like a 4 out of 10, which both of these monsters are why I basically didn't make any videos, because I was not like blown away. The procs on these are pretty bad. Actually, they're not horrible. L plus isn't bad. Stacking up to 3 is pretty easy. Restoring HP is fantastic. 10 cost is pretty good. So I would say these procs the offensive procs aren't bad. Let's see, it's been like a week since I've looked at these. Oh, yeah, no, this is bad. Regent's armor isn't that great. Only being able to reduce by ability power by XL is not nearly strong enough. Even if it is an XL plus, and it procs at an L plus, I don't think it's good enough. So I'm not blown away by any of the things in this spawn. I think the best things are probably either the weapons for certain classes, or if you really need star stuff, or Lilith. I think Lilith is a little bit better. Now for the Harpy with the whip. Increasing HP by 100% or 80%. This is a really interesting passive. So about, it's probably been like 6 months now. 6 months ago, Unison League released a patch on specifically talking about HP. Before, HP was capped at, I believe, like 200%. So there wasn't any possibility of getting higher than 200% HP, no matter how many HP abilities you used. And they removed that cap. So now there is no cap. So technically speaking, there is always a possibility that you could get an incredibly high amount of HP. Unfortunately, I did some testing, and this type of proc, or this type of main slot ability for monsters, doesn't increase your base HP. So each class has a certain amount of base HP, and this doesn't increase the base amount of HP. It just, when you go into the match, you already have the 80% buff, and you'll have it for the entire match, no matter what happens. The the disappointing thing is that most of the abilities are percentage based. So that means that they go off of your base HP's. The higher your base HP is, the more HP you'll get as a percentage. And so these types of things, and specifically going for an HP build, is only viable for certain classes. I think Soldier has the most base HP in the game. Either that or it's not Rook. It could also be Berserker. But I'm pretty sure Soldier is the only class that I think running an HP build would be pretty good on. But yeah, overall this is pretty bad in my opinion. It doesn't affect your CP either, which is also really bad, because CP is generally way higher. So if you had a percentage on CP, then it would be incredibly good. It's not, so it's pretty bad. And you would have to do a specific build specifically for an HP. At some point I might create a tutorial for how to do that for soldiers. But overall, I don't think that main slot ability is very good. What does the Harpy with the whip actually do? She's a prio monster, which is fantastic. There's not a lot of 44 cost prios. She recovers HP, which is pretty good. Rejection and frail. Both of these are decent. Constriction, also not great. Diffusion, I think, is actually really good. Diffusion's fantastic in both PvP and PvE. You can't really go wrong with Diffusion. And then All Allies Keygen, which is also plays into Diffusion. Fantastic for PvP. Basically, you can throw this monster. You have Diffusion, so you can attack the entire enemy team. You also have Keygen, so now you have Piercing. So when you attack, the likelihood of you killing is incredibly high. It's a really good combo on a monster. Rampart is not very good. It's one of the bad bubbles, but it is a bubble, so you can't go wrong with a bubble. And then Light Quaila, which is the other monster. Himmel is the only other light quail monster, and that monster was way better. And then pretty weak in both of these. We kind of talked about it, but hitting 0 7 times used to be really good because not a lot of classes hit lots of times. Archer was the one that hit the most, but now it seems like almost every class hits a lot, so yeah, not great. Overall, I think this monster's really, really good in certain situations in which you're in a guild battle and the enemy is about to go into crystal or about to do something, and I think that she could be good, but I don't think she's even worth spawning, to be honest. In my opinion, I think she's like a 3 out of 10. Yeah. And I believe she's pretty expensive too. Normally these are like $150. I think this one's $225. So keep that in mind. You can get the monster pretty easily. She is a little bit more expensive than usual, but I don't think she's even worth going for. This one. So I spawned the Lancer one 3 times. A lot of people are not spawning these, which is completely fair. I would say that if you're still looking to build out your sets, this is a pretty good spawn to help newer players get newer gear and help you build elemental sets. Now, are the procs in this spawn good? No, not really. But, but as a more free-to-play player, it's worth considering that at least spawning once, because it's 50 and then it goes to 80 gems, at least spawning once could be beneficial if you are looking to be more PvE, if you're looking to do harder quests, if you're looking to build out elemental sets. Yeah. Now, finally, we have a monster worth talking about. So, Resistance in main slot. This is useful in PvP and PvE. It's one of my favorite things. I love resistances. I hate getting hit with stupid shit like Insanity. You know, there's nothing worse, in my opinion, than getting hit with Insanity, Blind, Confusion, Paralyzed, like all the garbage. It's just the worst. So, in my opinion, I love this already. I think this makes her a that's like a 3 out of 10 just on its own. Then, I know I'm skipping most of her abilities. This is insane. Giving 600 in time, light, dark, and star. That's like... that's an insane... It's like 2,400 uni defense across 4 elements, which is absolutely incredible. Honestly, this alone, with the main... with this being a main slot for a lot of new players, and this right here, even in 6 months or 2, maybe even 2 years, this monster could still be viable as a as one of your back 5 monsters in order to help bolster your uni defense. This is a fantastic... This alone makes her an 8 out of 10. Because you can almost always use her. There's a situation in which you can equip her, and even if she's not a monster you're throwing, she's a monster that gives you a shitload of uni defense. So this alone, those 2 things makes her an 8 out of 10 for me. But she actually has really good abilities. So she applies Dawn to everyone, which is incredibly strong, especially with all the classes costing so much. She's a decrease uni monster. In years past, these monsters have been incredibly bad. And the reason why is because the amount of damage coming out of unis was incredibly high. There was basically no way to prevent yourself from dying or getting hit with uni locks, prohibit uni. It was basically impossible. Now, in the current meta, there aren't a lot of monsters that uni lock. And there aren't a lot of monsters that can kill, especially whales, really, really easily. In fact, if you build correctly, you can basically make yourself immune to all of the elements except for 1 or 2 maybe. And so, this is incredibly powerful. Given the current meta, just having a decrease uni prio monster in a guild battle throw after clash, after somebody has gone into Crystal Assault and they come out and we clash, that can be incredibly useful. But she actually does some really good things as well. She hits like a fucking truck, which is great. She time slices, which is insane. Imagine that the enemy buff, imagine out of a guild battle, the enemies now have all of their buffs, right? Because most unis are like in the normal priority. So you've attacked the enemies with your unis and they survived. They've attacked you with their unis and you've survived. Now, with all of their buffs, you're gonna time slice that shit. And so now they basically have no time left in their buff. So even if they go to Crystal, they're not gonna kill you. You also apply Chipped Blade, which makes it so that when the unis are done and they try to attack you, they won't even be able to penetrate you. You can actually defense proc and protect yourself. That is incredibly powerful because most monsters will apply something like Twilight or Kijin, something that will prevent you from even being able to defense proc, and you just die regardless. So it's basically a race to who can attack first. But Chipped Blade makes that different. It makes it so that you can actually defense proc yourself. Erosion is basically the same thing. These two work in tandem. It removes 100 costs from the enemies. This is really, really powerful because not everyone builds 100% cost reduction. In order to even get 100% cost reduction, you have to have a main slot cost reduction monster, and you have to have the 2 cost reduction constants in. So even if you have the 2 cost reduction constants in, it would only protect you against 50% of the reduction. So this is, imagine it as almost a guaranteed 50% or 50 cost reduction on the enemies. Now there are some things that can prevent cost reduction from occurring. I'm not sure which buffs do that, but there are some buffs that prevent that. And then they also increase your ability to uni. Uni gain is pretty here. But the last thing that is so incredibly good is the crest. So the crest came out in the 10th anniversary of the Japanese Unison League, celebrating that one. That means in that, when it came out, only one team can own the crest at a time, which means that whoever goes first is usually fucked, right? If you throw your uni first and they survive, they throw their uni, now they have the crest. And the crest is almost like another field. It's really, really strong. So being a neg prio monster and taking away the enemy crest, this is a 10 out of 10 monster for guild battles. There's no question for GB, this, or even PvP, this monster is a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. I think that this alone will make her extremely valuable for anybody for at least 2 years to come. I've never seen this before. I've never seen anything like this. This is an incredible amount of uni defense. And if they continue in this direction, then there's a possibility that this monster isn't the most amazing. But if they've done this before in the past with monsters like Sindura and Justia, where they'll create these monsters, and Mahala, they'll create these monsters that have extremely unique uni defense, and then they'll never bring them back. And they'll hardly ever put these extremely unique uni defenses on any other monster. So in my opinion, I think this monster is a 10 out of 10. Absolutely worth spawning. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spawn it. I wanted to go over one other thing. Oh, before I spawn, I wanted to go over Quartz really quickly. I personally do not know everything there is to know about Quartz yet. And I plan on doing a video on Quartz eventually. But from what I can understand, it looks like you want a bunch of the same types of weapons. So you want like all neutral weapons or all light weapons or all dark weapons for this to increase well. You basically only want to ever upgrade SSRs from what I can understand. And then it's a great stat reducer or a protection. Like there are some things, yeah, like this one where you take less uni damage. I think for PvP, the uni damage is probably a top priority, or some of the things like prohibit unison, protection, stuff like that could be extremely valuable. But I plan on doing a video on this in the future. It's just gonna take a while because I personally don't really have a lot of these crystals, and it's really hard to know what's good if you can't even use the system. So at some point I'm gonna do it, but I'm in the middle of finals week right now, so it's not happening. Alrighty. So from what I could tell from the Unison League spawner, this monster, in order to get her, should cost somewhere between 600 and 700 gems. It could be as cheap as 400 gems. It could be as expensive as 900 gems. So let's hope it's not nearly close to 900, and let's hope we have good luck. Okay, starting off strong with 113. All right, what the fuck is that, man? 44 cost Zenith staff? I mean, maybe if I use staffs, I'd be excited, but holy shit, that's bad. I'm basically just going for the medals. The more medals I can get, the better. Should I make a line at the top or a triangle? Let's go with connect 4-piece. Oh shit! Okay, that was excellent. I got the high and a reset. So I guess I should go over what you can actually get. You can get the 200 medals, you can get 400 medals, or you can get some garbage. And then reset goes from 600 to 1,000. So I got a high reset, and I got the 400 medals, which is fantastic. So I should be sitting around, and I need 1,200. So I should be at probably, or I need 12,000. And so I should be at like 1,200 right now. Okay, medals. I'll take it. Reset. Oh, wait, no. Shit. Okay, well, at least I got nothing but medals, right? We're going to finish it out with medals, and it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I'm not going to miss. I'm not going to miss. It's a 1 in 3, right? It's impossible to miss. Shit. Okay, all right. All right. I guess I'm on a hot streak right now. Like, gosh dang. And I'm getting pretty lucky with the medals, too. The medals range from, like, 50 to 200, and I've been getting 100 pretty consistent. Oh, what the fuck is that, man? Please don't give me... Okay. At least I got medals. I was like, if you give me another piece of garbage... Wicked? I don't really know how I feel about Wicked. I have Wicked on quite a few of my lances and some of my other stuff. It seems interesting, right? Like, it's not an excellent proc, not a bad proc. It's pretty okay. I'm not sure how I feel about Wicked, to be honest. It's definitely not what I would want if I had to pick 10 pieces of gear, but it's not bad. Where is the reset? Do this again? Oh, shit. Yo, I'm getting so lucky with these resets. What the fuck? All right. Cool it down. All right, man. Not that cool. All right, 500 is better than 400. I'll take it. What am I at right now? Okay. So I'm not doing bad. And like 5,000. Okay. Dude, I am not missing these the 1 out of 3. I think I've hit every single one of them. That's actually insane. All right, the question is, where is it? Feeling pretty confident about this. Okay, a scythe. It's actually something I could use. All right, all right, what the fuck is that? All right, and scythe is time. That's actually so bad. Man. At least the scythe kind of, or the dual blades kind of look cool. All right. Well, I guess there goes all of my good luck. Come on. Please just reset. Please. Oh, no. All right. Come on. Don't hit. Wait, what? Oh, my gosh. Holy shit, that was lucky. I personally don't really know what this monster does. I think it's just a water monster. Like, it's only good against fire, but I'll fucking take it. It's a 34 cost. All right, just don't give me the 200 or 300 medals and I'll be fine. Okay, good. Whew. If I lost the 50-50, that would have been incredibly sad. Alright, I should be close to like 700 gems probably. Okay. Come on, give me more medals. Give me more medals. Don't give me garbage. Okay. What am I at now? Okay, I'm at like 8,000. So only 4,000 left to go, right? That's not bad. I think I'm getting really lucky with the medals. I was feeling this one the first time. All right, I guess I wasn't feeling it. That was not the one. Is it a hat? Oh, gosh dang it. Dude, if it was a helm, that wouldn't be bad. Is the proc any good? Oh, what the fuck? Phantasm? No! What the fuck? Oh my gosh. That's horrific. Now, should I make a square shape or a trapezoid? Damn. This is always so rough. I feel like I'm gonna miss it. I feel like regardless of what I choose, I'm gonna fucking miss it. Okay. I didn't miss. Dude, I was gonna go for the trapezoid. I'm not even gonna lie. I was feeling like the trapezoid was it, and I didn't trust myself, so I just decided to quick tap. I can't believe I didn't miss. All right. Let's go for the outers. Oh my gosh. Yes, dude, the reset, the first okay. But the insta reset is so nice. Just having the opportunity to reset quickly is so valuable. I should be getting pretty dang close now. I feel like it's in the middle. I feel like that's the one. It's probably good. Okay, metals. Okay, cosmetics. It's a hat. Harmony's not bad, and it's a 44 cost. If I was... okay, 200 more. Or 2,000 more, not 200. I feel like the hat is a pretty cool cosmetic. I don't really want it though right now. I kind of just want to hit the... Oh, yeah. Let's go. For a second there I was like, wait, that's not the reset, but it is. Okay, so I should be at like 1,800 probably, somewhere around there. So if I hit the jackpot probably 2 more times, then I'll be good. All right, let's just hit the jackpot then 2 more times. That'll be easy. All right, man, dude, these staves need to fuck off. All right, dude, what is that? Oh my gosh. Arbitration. That is not a very good proc. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty shit. All right, well, I basically only get medals now. The question is, what type of medal am I gonna get? Let's see. Come on, I can roll the 1 and 3. That's easy. That's easy. Just get a reset, followed up by medals and a reset, and then I'll be done. Fuck, man. This always sucks so much ass. Oh, man. Top left? That's not it. Yeah. As soon as I did, I was like, yeah, that's not it. This always feels so bad. Spending 30 gems for 1 chest. Okay. All right. At least I reset. My goodness. All right. And I finished it. Hey, let's fucking go. Mephisto? Okay, good. That is the name of the monster. Mephisto. Whew. Alrighty. Well, that's pretty much all I've got for you guys. I guess I should check... Hang on. I guess I should check what stats Marina was at. Oh, shit. I'm gonna have to sell some garbage really fast. The hell? I bet I have some weird hats too that are SR. Yeah, what the fuck is all this? I don't know why the game does that. Like, here, hold on to this SR piece. All right. Got rid of all that garbage. And let's see. She was a while ago. Oh, she was right there. Maria, not Marina. Oh, I should go to Reforge. That's probably way faster. Okay. Well, it's not bad. I can dual scale. I have quite a few dual blades in the water department, so that doesn't bother me that much, actually. Cool. Well, thank you guys for staying till the end of the video, and I'll catch you guys later.